The Whispering Forest, a Unicorn's Promise. In a quiet, faraway kingdom named Lunaria, life moved softly, like the petals of the pink blossom trees that line the streets. The rivers sparkled like silver threads, the clouds floated lazily, and the air always smelled of fresh honeydew. But even in this peaceful land, some mysteries were whispered about only at bedtime. Stories of unicorns that once roamed the forest, and of an evil ogre who had chased them into hiding. In a tall castle by the Silver River lived Princess Elara. She was known across the kingdom for her kind heart and gentle spirit. She loved to pick wildflowers, read under the great oak tree, and listen to her father, King Alden, tell stories about the magical creatures that once roamed Lunaria. The story she loved most was about the unicorns who lived in the Whispering Forest. It was said their hooves made the ground shimmer, their horns could heal wounds, and their hearts were so pure they could speak to the trees. But no one had seen a unicorn in many, many years. Some believed they had vanished, others whispered they were hiding from Morgrim, the terrible ogre who wanted to capture them to steal their magic. Elara believed they were still out there. Every night before bed, she would look out her window into the distance where the forest stood, and she would whisper, "Please, if you hear me, I wish to find you. I wish to be your friend, to protect you, and to see you safe again." That night, after making her wish, a soft breeze brushed her cheek. It was so gentle, almost as if someone had answered her. The next morning, Elara filled a small satchel with warm bread, sweet berries, and her softest scarf. She told her father she wished to walk to the edge of the Whispering Forest, just to listen to the trees. Her father smiled and kissed her forehead. "Be careful, my little star. The forest remembers you." The trees at the forest edge whispered softly. The leaves sparkled in the morning sun, and the air felt cooler, calmer, as if the forest had been waiting for her. As Elara wandered deeper, she heard a sound, soft hoofbeats like distant raindrops, and a faint, silvery chime. She followed the sound, weaving between the tall trees and stepping carefully over mossy stones until she reached a clearing bathed in sunlight. There, drinking from a crystal clear stream, was the most beautiful creature she had ever seen, a unicorn. Its coat shimmered like morning dew, and its long horn glowed with gentle rainbow colours. The unicorn looked up at Elara with kind, golden eyes. "I am Leora," the unicorn spoke in a soft, musical voice. "I heard your wish." Elara's heart fluttered with joy. "I wish to be your friend. I would never harm you. I want to help you." Leora's eyes glowed warmly. "I believe you, princess, but we unicorns are in great danger. The evil ogre Morgrim still searches for us. He believes our horns will give him power that can never fade." Elara's face filled with worry. "That's awful. Can I help you? Please, I must help." "There may be a way," Leora said, "but the path is long and full of challenges. Deep within the silent caves lies the Starlight Mirror. It holds the power to break Morgrim's curse and set us free." Elara and Leora set off together, walking through the meadows filled with soft purple flowers, listening to the wind whisper through the tall grass. They crossed bubbling streams where the tiny fish shimmered like stars, and stopped to rest under weeping willow trees whose long branches swayed gently like lullabies. As they travelled, they shared stories. Leora told Elara how the unicorns would once gallop under the moonlight free and unafraid. Elara shared how she used to wish upon the stars, hoping one day she would find a friend like Leora. Sometimes the path was tricky. They carefully stepped over tangled roots, and once they had to wait patiently as a family of deer crossed their trail. But the forest always seemed to guide them. Soft breezes would nudge them forward. The sunlight would peek through the branches just when they needed to see, and the sweet song of forest birds would soothe their hearts. As they neared the silent caves, a shadow stepped into their path. It was Morgrim the ogre. His skin was rough like dark stone, and his eyes glowed faintly, but his voice was not loud or angry.
"Why do you come, little princess?"
he asked, his voice slow and tired. Elara stood tall but kept her voice calm. "We've come to break your curse and to save the unicorns." Morgrim sighed, a deep rumble like distant thunder.
"You think I wish to hurt them? Long ago I was a guardian of this forest, a friend to the unicorns, but I was tempted by the starlight mirror. It promised me endless strength, but it twisted my heart. I became something I never wanted to be."
Elara and Leora were surprised. "So you don't wish to harm anyone?" Elara asked softly.
"I was angry for a long time," Morgrim admitted, "but now I am only lonely. No one trusts me. I wander the forest, forgotten."
There was a long, peaceful silence. "Perhaps we can help you too," Elara said gently. "No one deserves to be alone forever." Morgrim's face softened and he nodded slowly.
"I would like that."
Together the three of them journeyed to the silent caves, which were not as silent as the stories had said. The walls gently hummed with echoes of old magic, like the quiet tinkling of bells. Tiny glowing mushrooms lined the cave floor, lighting the path with soft blue light. The air was cool and still, and their footsteps echoed softly. At the heart of the cave stood the starlight mirror. Its surface shimmered like rippling water, but the mirror whispered to each of them. To Elara it promised endless beauty and the power to rule the kingdom. To Leora it promised to make her the most powerful unicorn of all time. To Morgrim it promised revenge, strength beyond imagination. The whispers grew louder, tempting them, but Elara closed her eyes and whispered, "I don't need beauty. I need my friends to be safe." Leora lowered her horn and whispered, "I don't need power. I wish for peace." Morgrim placed his hand over his heart and whispered,
"I wish to feel kindness again."
The mirror glowed brightly and a soft, warm light washed over them. In an instant the cave filled with light. Morgrim's harsh skin softened, his twisted form melted away, and he became who he once was, a gentle forest guardian, tall and kind, with eyes full of gratitude. The curse was broken. The unicorns, sensing the change, emerged from the hidden corners of the forest. They galloped freely, their hooves sparkling, their laughter echoing softly through the trees. Morgrim bowed his head. "Thank you, Princess. Thank you for believing in me." Elara smiled. "Everyone deserves a second chance." Elara returned to her castle but visited her friends often. She would walk the quiet forest paths with Leora, stopping to rest beneath the weeping willows, listening to the breeze that now sang songs of peace. Morgrim, now the gentle guardian, watched over the unicorns and tended to the trees. He would often carve little wooden animals to leave by the forest paths for wandering children to find. The whispering forest was no longer a place of fear, but a place of calm, where the leaves whispered lullabies and the wind carried tales of bravery, kindness, and friendship. Each night, as Elara drifted to sleep, she would hear soft hoofbeats outside her window. It was Leora watching over her. The stars twinkled softly, the trees swayed gently, and all of Lunaria rested peacefully. And now, little one, you can rest too. The forest is safe. The unicorns are free. The world is quiet. Good night.